We've all probably seen a lot of squats, but this is a different version of a squat. Now, I'm not saying you should practice your squats like this all the time, but this is a great variation to really turn on the glutes and learn or teach your glutes how to be effective in different exercises. So what you need is a chair. And you're going to stand in good posture with your knees touching very slightly to the back of that chair. So toes are forward. My second toe is to the center of my ankle. Feet are hip distance apart here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to bend my knees and back my hips way up here, so that my knees just gently come in front of this chair and come up. Okay? So for some people, how we get into this is we really hip hinge. So we move from this space and we basically kind of do a forward fold. Okay, so when you start to bend the knees, the heart stays forward, gaze stays up, and come up. So there's a difference here. It's not this. Torso stays tall, knees bend, hips move way back. Come up. A lot of times when we do a true squat, so squatting down like this, our tailbones are really, really tucked under. Okay? So in this, what you can also try to do is see if you can work the tailbone back a little bit. I don't know if you could see that. My tailbone went back a little bit. Keep that as you come down versus this. Hopefully you saw that. In this position, my tailbone's curled under and I flattened out my back. In this position, I'm kind of just letting the tailbone freely move back a little bit. Belly is drawing upward here, so I'm supporting the spine, but I'm keeping space here in the sacrum area. We are a society that chronically sits with our tailbone tucked under. And what that does is that puts pressure on the pelvic floor. And that creates actually a weakened pelvic floor. So one of the ways that you can prevent having a weakened pelvic floor is to not always sit with the tailbone tucked under, sitting more in that vertical position. So this is one of those great times where you can practice keeping the tailbone out just a little bit as you come down, which will keep the pelvic floor long and taut versus slack and weak. And come up. Another thing to watch when you do this squat is the knees. So as you come down, the knees will start to work their way towards each other. That's often an indication of really weak inner thighs, and they're coming towards each other. Okay? And then coming up. The other thing to notice is that if you go so fast, your knees, you can't really see what your knees are doing a lot, but if you go really slow, you can feel how much the muscles on the outside and the inside of the leg have to work to keep the knee right above the ankle. And that is what you want. Also notice here how it's really easy to dump your weight to the front side of the foot. So you shift your pelvis forward and you do your hinges here. Back your weight up so your weight is on your heels as you squat down. And come up. You're going to feel this right into the depth of your butt muscles here.